Hello everyone, welcome to Organolysis. So this is our reduction reaction part 5. Probably this is the last video of this reduction reaction series. Okay, so let's start. Here we will discuss about some name reduction reaction, that is Clemmensen reduction, and after that MPV reduction, and there is one more important catalyst, that is Wilkinson catalyst. Okay, so I think this video is much more helpful for you. So let's start. Now see, like in case of Clemmensen reduction, the reduction takes place by using this zinc amalgam in presence of acid, just some kind of HCl. Okay, so you can reduce this ketone by this CH2 unit. Okay, so let's see how the mechanism proceeds and how the reaction works. Now see, there is a probable two types of mechanism. The two types of mechanism are proposed for this Clemmensen reduction, but there is one is carbanion based Clemmensen reduction, and another is carbenoid based. Okay, so at first we will discuss about carbanion based Clemmensen reductions. Okay, so this is our carbanion based. Okay, so and this is our carbanion based Clemmensen reduction. Okay, now see how the mechanism proceed. Now see, in presence of you will carry out this you have to carry out this reaction by in presence of acid, any kind of acid. That is generally the acid which is used is HCl. Now see, this H plus is used. Now this H plus is, first oxygen has a lone pair of electron, so this lone pair of electron takes a proton from here in presence of acid. And now see, zinc has a free electron over the zinc. Zinc has a free electron, so this electron is attacked over this carbonyl carbon, and this bond go over to the oxygen center to neutralize this oxygen. Now this is your OH and this is your Z in positive condition. Now when we use the acid like HCl, now this Cl is a tendency to coordinate with zinc. Now this Cl is just coordinated with zinc. Now this center is now neutralized and this Cl is coordinated with zinc, and this oxygen, this H plus is coordinated with this oxygen has a lone pair which takes a proton from this HCl medium. Now this is here OH2 plus, and this OH2 plus is leave from the system as a water, and this zinc has a free electron. It will attack over the Cl center, and these bonds go back to the zinc atom. Now zinc is now negatively charged, and here is your positive charge, just because of this oxygen water is removed from your system. Now there is a kind of resonance structure. There is a possible resonance structure like carbon has a negative charge and zinc has a positive charge. And now this carbon, this is a kind of some kind of Ampoulang reaction. Okay, so this carbon has a negative charge, so this negative charge takes a proton from your source. This takes a proton from your source, and this takes this is a hydrogen over here, and this free Cl minus is attack on the zinc, and these bonds will cleave. Now this bond, after the cleavage of this bond, there is a negative charge over carbon, and this carbon generally takes a proton from here, and now finally you get the reduced product of this ketone. Okay, so this is how the reaction proceeds. Now there is another type of mechanism which is proposed for this Clemmensen reduction, is that this carbenoid based. Okay, so this is our carbenoid based. Okay, so this is our carbenoid based. So now this carbenoid now see how the mechanism proceed in case of carbenoid system. Now there is a zinc surface. Okay, so this is your zinc surface. So this surface, in this surface, this ketone is placed over this zinc surface. Now this is your in presence of acid, so this oxygen has a protonated form. So this is your, this bond is just coordinated. Now there is a possibility of coordination with the zinc surface, and now these bonds go over here. Now this is your neutralized form, and this is your coordinated here with this zinc center. Now zinc has a positive charge just because of zinc plate is coordinated with the carbon center. So that is why this is that is why this is zinc is positive. Now this zinc positive center, in presence of acid, oxygen has a lone pair, so it generally takes a proton from your acid, and it will leave generally from your previous knowledge. Okay, so it will leave from the system as a water, and the zinc is leave also from the system by as a zinc +2 condition. Now there is a double bond over here. Now this is your double bond just because of this this carbenoid form. Now there is your proton source in the medium, and the zinc 2 plus are has similarly removed from the system, and 2 hydrogens are generally takes place in these 2 positions, like this way, this 2, this one and this one. So now you get the reduced product. So this is also a probable mechanism. Now the mechanism is not so important for your reduction reaction, but the important thing is that to identify the reagent, identify and to reduce the compound from a compound, given compound, to your final product compound. So let's take an example, different kind of examples I am written over here. Now this is your compound. Now if you use zinc amalgam in presence of acid like HCl, then you get the reduced product like this. This is your, these 2 hydrogen are generally reduced. These not hydrogens are reduced, just this keto are reduced to this hydrogen. Okay, so this is your product. Now if you take a compound like this, here is your aldehyde. So this aldehyde also reduced, and the ketones are also reduced. So this is very much chemoselective reagent, that is chemoselective. That is, this is selectively reduced only the aldehyde or ketones. Okay, so there is your aldehyde. So this aldehyde will reduce to this CH2 unit. So this aldehyde, this is your double bond, here is your hydrogen, and this is your carbon. So sorry, this is your rest part. So this CH2 unit will reduce to this CH3 unit. Okay, so we know how this reaction forms just because we know the mechanism. So in presence of zinc amalgam in HCl, so you get the reduced product of this. Now see, there is an important compound. This compound is called vanillin. Okay, the compound is called vanillin. Okay, so vanillin has a very much important smell, very much interesting smell, and it is also used different type of industries, in cake industries also use this type of compounds, vanillin. Okay, so now see, let's take a compound like this. There is a compound, the ketone. This is a ketone. So this ketone also reduced to this to CH2 unit. Okay, so that is how the reaction formed. Now the important example is this one. Now there is a ketone. Now see how to form this one. This is your protected form of ketone. Now your general compound is like this. Okay, so this is a general compound. This compound is generally converted to this one. Okay, now how this is formed? There is a protecting agent like glycol, ethylene glycol. This is the that in presence of acid, it is produced this acetal form. Now this acetal is very much acid sensitive. Okay, so and you also used in case of Clemmensen reduction, that is acid. In zinc amalgam is acid. Now this acid generally deprotect. Acetals are generally unstable in case of acid, so it readily hydrolyzed, and this acetal form is break to form your parent ketone form. So it generally simultaneously reduced to its in presence of acid, reduced to acetal bonds are cleaved to this ketone, and this ketone is further reduced by this zinc amalgam. Now here is your 2 hydrogen like here, and this ketone is also reduced, so here is 2 hydrogen. Okay, so this is very much important for your exam. This acetals is not stable in acid medium, so it readily hydrolyzed, and acetals are breaks to its parent ketone. So this ketone, now this one to this one, this generally formed in presence of acid. So this will react with zinc amalgam and in presence of acid, that is Clemmensen reduction, and it will form this product. Okay, now let's come to the next example, is that is this one. Now this type of compound is called dimidone. This compound is called dimidone. So this compound is in presence, if you use Clemmensen reduction on this type of compound, now there is a possibility of 3 different types of product. Like this one, there is a 2 5-member ring, and this is a 6-member ring. Now how these 2 5-member rings are formed? Now the possible pathway is that these two ketones, this one and this one, these 2 ketones generally form a 3-membered like cyclopropane type ring and glycol type intermediate. This is your intermediate. So this intermediate are generally hydrolyzed in presence of acid, and now it formed to this one is as a ketone, and here is your OH. Now if you use acid like this one, there is a possibility of this bond, like there your OH, these bonds go here, It's now like this way these products are formed, and after reduction of this product, you get your final product like this. Okay, so this is how these three types of products are formed. This is your also important example for your exam purpose. Now there is a one more important of extension, that is a very much important extension of this Clemmensen reduction, that is reductive cleavage. Okay, so if you have to know the few things, that is reductive cleavage of alpha substituted ketones such as alpha halo, alpha hydroxy, or acyloxy, or any kind of leaving group in the unsubstituted ketone. If you carry out this zinc acetic acid, not zinc amalgam or HCl, there is zinc acetic acid. If you use zinc acetic acid in case of dilute mineral acid or any kind of dilute mineral acid, now you get a compound that is reductive cleavage of this compound to this compound. Now how this is formed? Now this electron has a takes bonds with the oxygen, and these bonds go over here, and this will remove from the system. So there is a kind of enolate formation of here. This is your enolate formation, and these enolates are cleaved by this acetic acid. Now these bonds are cleaved, and how this is finally tautomerized with your final ketone product. So this is how this product formed. Now there is an important examples that you have two different types of leaving group. That is, here is this is your alpha, that is your alpha substituted, and here is your bridge bromine. Now these two bromine has a leaving group. Now you have to keep in your mind that the reductive cleavage is always takes place in alpha substituted ketone. That is, this is your alpha product and the alpha position, and this position is connected with the bromine. So this is your alpha substituted. I already mentioned that alpha halo, alpha hydroxy, alpha acyloxy. Okay, so these types of groups are generally used by this reductive cleavage of this reductive cleavage by using zinc acetic acid. Now there is a leaving group leaving of this bromine, not this bromine. So this is how the product is formed. There is your hydrogen, but this bromine is remain intact. Okay, so this is our overall Clemmensen reduction. I hope I covered all those topics regarding this Clemmensen reduction. Now let's come to the next important is that Meerwein-Ponndorf reduction. Okay, this is also a chemoselective reagent to reduce this ketone to this alcohol. Okay, so the reagent which is used is now see, I already made a video on open hour oxidation. Okay, so if you haven't checked yet, you can go over here. You can check those videos. That is open hour oxidation. I already said in that video that open hour oxidation is just reversible form of Meerwein-Ponndorf, that is MPV reduction. Okay, so these two are opposite to each other, that is MPV reduction and open hour oxidation. They are both a reversible process. Okay, and reversible process of each other. Now if you haven't checked it, you can go over here and check out those videos. Now see, this Meerwein-Ponndorf, the reagent which is used is aluminium isopropoxide and this isopropanol, and there is a mechanism like here you have a ketone, and here you have this hydrogen. I am not written the overall mechanism. I already made a overall mechanism of open hour oxidation. You can go and check those videos. Now this hydride is donated to this ketone center, and this oxygen is coordinated with aluminium, and you get your this isopropanol is converted to your ketone, and this ketone is generally simultaneously reduced, and you get your final alcohol product. And that is how this product is formed. Now let's come to the example. Some examples is that now there is an example of ketone. These ketones are reduced to this alcohol, and these ketones, that is I have already said that it is chemoselective, only reduce this aldehyde or ketones only. So if a compound contains both alkene or any kind of group, it will not attack on those compounds. Okay, only reduce this ketone or aldehyde group. Now here I have a two alkene group. This will not reduce. This is keep intact, and this ketone is reduced to its alcohol. And this is similarly to this one, ketone to alcohol. Okay, so this is our overall Meerwein-Ponndorf reduction. Now another example is one more and last important example is this Wilkinson catalyst. Okay, so let's see the Wilkinson catalyst. The Wilkinson catalyst is very much important. We all know what is Wilkinson catalyst. We already I think we all know in case of in organometry we already discuss this the Wilkinson catalyst and how it reacts. The Wilkinson catalyst is generally rhodium complex, PPH3 whole 3 and Cl, and this is 16 electron complex. Okay, so that is why this is very much selective and very much reactive with to reduce any compound. Okay, so this is, now you have to know this thing, this important concept, that is it need a homogeneous hydrogenation of non-conjugated alkyne. Okay, so non-conjugated alkene. What is non-conjugated alkene? That is, if a compound, now I before going to that I will discuss the mechanism. Now the mechanism is just nothing but this 16 electron complex. So this 16 electron complex is takes 2 hydrogens to form 18 electron complex. Now this is 18 electron complex. This complex, that is, now see, this is your cis hydrogenation, not your trans hydrogenation. This cis, just because of this is not polar. If the compound is polar in nature, then there is a trans type of reduction, trans product is formed, that is trans product, that is these 2 hydrogens are cis in nature. So these 2 hydrogens are cis. Now if you put alkene over here, so these 2 alkene are connected to this rhodium center, and there is a leaving group leaving of this PPH3, that is minus of PPH3. So this is connected with your this is, and now there is a migratory insertion of hydrogen. Now this migratory insertion of this hydrogen, now there is a final leaving group of this whole part, that is I am written over here, that is H rhodium Ln. Ln means the overall ligand part, and you get your final hydrogenation product of this alkene actually. So now this hydrogenation product is always cis. I am already written over here, that is cis hydrogenation is always takes place. Now there is a concept which I am already mentioned over here, that is non-conjugated. Now what is the non-conjugated alkene? Now there is a compound like this, and if you reduce this compound to selectively reduce this double bond. Okay, so this type of Wilkinson catalyst will reduce this type of double bond, okay, selectively, just because of it will not react with non-conjugated alkene. I always react with non-conjugated alkene. So these bonds are conjugated to this carbonyl, so this double bond will not react it, and this is very much free, and it will simultaneously reduce to normal alkene. Okay, now these 2 cis hydrogenation like this. Okay, so that is how this product formed. Now there is another example, is that this is your product compound, and if you use this hydrogen and Wilkinson catalyst, this also reduced, okay, like this way. So this is how this product formed. Now the last and important, this is not your if this part is not for which the host students, those are preparing for IIT JAM or any kind of examination. So this part is not for your this is important for CSI, NET or GATE only. Okay, so this reagent, which is iridium based catalyst. Okay, so this iridium based catalyst, that is iridium COD. COD means cyclooctadiene. Okay, so that is 1,5 cyclooctadiene. Okay, this is your COD, and PY means pyridine, and PCY means cyclohexyl. Okay, so this is your compound. Now this type of compound, and this type of compound for reduce this type of this alkene. Here is your alkene, and here is your alkene. These alkenes are reduced by this complex. Now there is a very much selectivity, is that the OH, which is the compound containing the OH group, it will determine the position of hydrogen from which side the hydrogens takes place. Okay, so there is a this reaction is look like Siemens-Smith reaction or MCVPA type of addition, MCVPA type of addition reaction. Okay, so this OH group is determine the side from where this hydrogen is this double bond will reduce, and this hydrogen is attached with this carbon. Now this hydrogen is attached. Now this hydrogen is in upside, just because of this OH is in upside. Now similarly, this OH group is in upside. So if the hydrogen is attached to this junction, this is also in upside. and here is your OH is your backside. So when the hydrogen is attached with this junction position is also in backside. So this is how the overall mechanism of this iridium based complex. This is also an important catalyst, and the main factor is that the OH group. The OH group is in the side from where the hydrogen is attached. Hydrogen will be attached to this junction position. The factor which is determined is this OH group. Okay, so I hope this video is useful for you. So if you find this video useful, share it with your friends and keep watching my channel, and please subscribe to my channel. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.